We're gonna give it a second because I made a mistake on that last stream. So we gotta fix that. My bad, everybody, my bad. Hey, Gorilla! Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate working with me here. Made a little bit of a mistake. Too many issues. Love it when it's live. Alright. Alright. We're gonna give it just another moment for everyone else to trickle in. Hopefully the message was sent over correctly. That way we are good to go. Meanwhile, I might need to edit a few things. What a mess up. What a mess up. What a mess up. We're gonna delete that mess up. And make sure everyone comes in. Thanks a lot. Once again, I apologize for the issues there. Turns out if you stop a stream, you can't restart it at all, or it seemed like I cannot, so couldn't really go back into where we all were, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But we are here now, so we're gonna just start jumping in. Welcome those that are here, and those that are watching later in the future. Hello, glad to see you. Stanley, good to see you. One more time, Gorilla. Appreciate you coming in, and hopefully everyone else will find it. I might need to do a let me message everybody just in case. I apologize here. Gonna fix a couple things and we will get started for sure. All right, there we go. That should do it for everybody. All right, let's just jump in to all the rest. Again, so sorry. Let's get to this stuff. Today, I want you to start learning how to make better thumbnails. And I want to preface this with, this is not a design course. This isn't a, here's, skills on Photoshop or skills on Photopea or these other tools that we're going to talk about. But we're going to be going over some of the fundamentals, some of the basics of thumbnail theory, as I like to call it. And we'll talk about some thumbnail tips and tricks, as well as go over some of the free tools like Canva, Photopea, Adobe Express, Midjourney, and Thumbnail Analyzer. So we're going to play with these tools a little bit, but more so just want to show you what it can do so that you can go over there and start tinkering around and see what you can make. But the goal is that I want you to understand what makes a good thumbnail. And I want you to take the tips that I'm going to have for you to improve your thumbnails, even if it's just a little bit. Every tiny little improvement always adds a lot. And that's the goal, to strive for. And of course, who doesn't want it, want it to be easy when making thumbnails? So these tools are going to help you make it even easier if you haven't already used these tools. SYP, hello, Adam. Top Financial, welcome, welcome, welcome. If the rest that are still hanging out in the other channel, go pull them over, because I'm not sure if they all came. But let's move over to my fancy whiteboard, which, oops, that's not the one. Oops, that's not the one either. Wow, today is the day. All right, so these three things we want to talk about, which are, let's first talk about thumbnail theory. And it's, in other words, it's what makes a good thumbnail. What do you think makes a good thumbnail? What are some of the things that you would say is necessary in a good thumbnail? Let me give you a moment. So, make a bullet point here. Make it nice and big. Color, I like it. Simplicity, I love it. Hi, mommy. So, great answers. And some of those are going to be on this board. Hi, Carly. So, first is urgency. Conveying a sense of urgency with your thumbnail. What is that I got to watch this video element? What is the thing that is going to pique your viewers' interest and feel like they're about to miss out if they don't watch this video? Urgency. Do you agree? You agree with me? Color, font, and title. Oh yeah. But it depends. It really depends. Eye-catching, intriguing, curiosity, fear. Ooh, you hit a few of those. And I think some of those tie into that sense of urgency. It's like, oh, got my attention. What is this about? I must know now. So there's a sense of urgency. But with that sense of urgency, I think comes, as we mentioned, curiosity. Because urgency is great and all that, but there's a curiosity aspect. Because, what is urgent about it? What element in your thumbnail creates a sense of, a sense of wonder, magic, the unknown, the deep void of space. I don't know. But curiosity. And I think, as we're mentioning curiosity, intriguing, fear maybe creates a sense of urgency. And I guess it depends on what, your who your target audience is or what your topic is. If you're playing the game Dead by Daylight, maybe some fear is good, and definitely a sense of urgency, running, hopping over things. There's that. But another element that I think we can touch on that I haven't seen in chat. Actually, I did. Financial, you got it. Direct message. But I'm calling it delivery. So we're talking about what makes a good thumbnail. So far, we're at urgency. We're at curiosity. We're at delivery. What does that mean exactly? Delivery is What out of that thumbnail? What are the elements all together? What are you delivering here? And are you going to promise that delivery when they watch that video? If that thumbnail doesn't really live up to the promise that you're making to your viewers when you earn the click, it's not going to be good for you, because they might not come back, and it's going to affect your performance. That watch time, we talked about last time, watch time is the goal. It's always the goal. Everything that we do is because we want watch time. Optimization is about watch time, and making thumbnails is still about watch time, because you are finding the right audience that it's for. And when you find the audience that it's for, and you give them a sense of urgency, curiosity, and you promise to deliver on what you are, offering with your video, chef's kiss. And then there's one more I'd like to touch on, which I think still ties into delivery and all of this together. And financial, you got it again. You just threw them all out there. But it's great. I'm glad that you got that. And it should be affirming. This should be a good refresher, like, yeah, we're on it, which is clearly. So urgency, curiosity, delivery, clearly. You want to put all of those elements in a way that is easy to digest. Is it clear? Is the message there? Is it full of things everywhere? Text here, text there, image here, you there, random colors thrown at a canvas like blotches of paint. It might work for a certain audience, it might work for a certain topic, but there's still a way to find order in chaos, as long as the message is clear. So what makes a good thumbnail? These elements that I think we can all put together in all this, which is urgency, create that sense of, I gotta watch this. Curiosity, but like, why do I gotta watch this? What is it that makes me want to find out more, because I need to find out more right now? And then delivery, promise that delivery, give them that delivery, meet up to it, and do it all clearly. When all these elements are put together, we have thumbnails. So this is what back again, the fundamentals, the basics of what makes a good thumbnail. Some basic thumbnail theory. If you didn't already know, screenshot that. Something to always take with you. So now we got some thumbnail tips so that you can meet some of these elements. When it comes to sense of urgency. And again, we saw it in chat already. I love y'all. You got it. Which is, oh, sorry, you can't see that. Colors, contrast. This right here, colors and contrast. Let me move that to the side. Colors and contrasts can convey a sense of urgency. We've seen some thumbnails that are bright red or like yellow tape. Some of the things that instill emotion. There's some color theory that we can go over, but it's a little bit outside of the scope of this particular live stream. So one thing that I would encourage you to do is look up color theory if you haven't already. That way you can get a better sense of what that means. For example, again, red. So it's pretty alarming. If you see something blinking red, it's probably going to catch your attention. Good afternoon. Season 4. So we got colors and contrast. Play with these. These are something that you want to utilize. And that also means branding. You want to keep using some of these things, but at the end of everything, are these colors and the way you're contrasting these colors helping to, is it meeting the goal of delivering urgency or even curiosity, grab their attention? And that also could mean a little bit more than that. It could mean a nice big close-up of your face. Or if not your face, the value prop. I'm going to bold that. And this as well. Colors and contrast. Face value prop. You want to show them what's there. And you don't have to exactly just give it all to them right there in the thumbnail. I don't know if some of you already seen some thumbnails that are censored out and you want to know a bit more. Maybe you can tell a little bit what it is, but just the fact that it's censored makes you a little curious. Especially if you don't actually know what it is, then there could be, even more curiosity already peaking. And now you're bringing in those kind of viewers. I think most big creators, great big channels have used that at one point or another. Play with that. Give that a go. And then, oh, by the way, actually, before I move on, colors and contrast. If you don't already have a tool to learn about this, I know there's color theory. I want you to look that up on itself. But I wanted to give you one other thing that I think is going to be helpful, which I thought I added here, but I did not. So, sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to add this link. It's color.adobe.com/create/color wheel. Let me throw it in chat. If I'm allowed to. I'm not allowed to. All right, so screenshot that URL up there. Or actually, let me throw it here. And maybe shorten that up a little bit. There you go. This is a great way to start playing with colors, because then you can find patterns and palettes that will help you keep a brand, but also create that contrast. I can adjust that primary color, for example, A or C. Really add some dimension, add some flavor to everything. So it's a great way to really play with colors that work together and create contrast to capture attention. All right, and then, so now kind of coming back to this. Close-up of your face value prop. That also means relevant, high-quality images. This is where you really want to, you don't want to skimp out on this. If you're going to take a picture yourself, get a good one. Borrow a camera or use your phone, set it at, some high settings, snap a picture, or find that product or whatever value prop you have and take a good shot of that. Either screenshot or download an image. A few places that I like to find some if you don't already know where to go is Pexels.com. I love Pexels. Pexels is great. You can really find a lot of free stuff that is also royalty free. But if you want to take it a step further, go to Midjourney. Midjourney is really, really funky. We're going to look at Midjourney in a second. I made some stuff that is pretty wild, which I'm sure a lot of you already know, but we can play with it a little bit. Hi, Goth. Or already said hi to you, Rogers. All right. So we got high quality images, close-ups, a few ways that we can do that. But whenever you find images and they're pixelated, it's gonna downgrade that value prop. And you don't want that. It's the wrapping around your product. And last is less is more. Let me not bold that stuff. This though, let me all caps that. Less is more. Because when you have all this stuff on a thumbnail, it's really noisy. It's busy. So what I like to think about is actually you could do 2 to 3, but I think this is the most that we should see on a thumbnail. 3 to 4 elements. You know, it could be a logo, could be your face, the value prop, and one other supporting piece of information about that value prop. And keep it simple. Financial gave us some tips earlier. That simplicity is incredibly helpful. The clearer it is, when we create a thumbnail that's delivering on the message clearly, goodness. So now we have a sense of urgency that we can capture with colors and contrast. We can also do that with a close-up of our face. You know, big, wild, what? Or something. Capture that moment. Or that value prop. Big, bright, glowing, look at this. And let that create some curiosity. You can play with that. Fade it out, censor part of it, or use those colors and contrast and your face to instill that sense of wonder. You know, what made you so surprised? What made you so excited? What made you so sad? What made you so happy? What made you so confused? What made you so frustrated? All those things. Huge. And in order to capture that delivery using high quality images, you want it to be clear, which ties into clearly, because having that, I guess, vision, that visual that you can easily digest and quickly, because they're scrolling. We all scroll real fast. We want to capture them quickly, and high quality images help. And also less is more. This is going to be able to deliver your message clearly. And so delivery clearly, simplicity, minimally, all the leads is what's going to help you out. So again, really quick, thumbnail theory, what makes a good thumbnail: urgency, curiosity, delivery, clearly. Some tips to help you accomplish that: colors, contrast, your face, your value prop, high quality images, less is more. Only use 3 to 4 elements. Don't use more than that. Unless, again, it just makes sense. But personally, it's too much, even for me, even though I've done it some thumbnails. But one of the things why I'm sharing this with you right now is because I'm learning with you. I say this in every stream. I'm learning with you. And what I'm learning are these main things. And you can already tell if you go through my live videos from the very first one to this one, my thumbnails have been improving. And the goal is that what I want for you to take away out of this is to encourage you to improve, even if it's just a little bit. If you're not so great at colors and contrast, take a moment to build that skill. If you're not great at taking pictures of your face or finding the right value prop image, work on that skill. Check out a few different places to find images, or Midjourney. We'll check it out in a second. Whatever all these things are, in order to capture urgency, curiosity, delivery, and do it clearly, I want you to work on it, as I am too. And that means that brings us to the tools. Some of the tools that, let me try to move around here. There has to be a way to move this. I'm not sure why last time I was not. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so the tools. We're gonna go over a few tools. What are some of the tools that you use? I wanna know. I'd like to check them out if I haven't already. What is your one favorite tool when making thumbnails? I have a sensor thumbnail plan for a paint project's thumbnail. Ooh, wow. I need to see that. Surviving Jay, hello. All right, I'm gonna guess that most people don't have a favorite tool yet. So, as we all know, oops. Midjourney, ha, of course. So we got some tools like this, Canva, which is excellent. We'll talk about Photopea next, but Canva, I really recommend this one. If you haven't been using Canva and you haven't been making thumbnails and you're trying to start learning how to make thumbnails, this is a great place to look for templates that can easily get you going. And so for example, YouTube thumbnail. Search it at the top, and now you've got a bunch of templates that you can start with. A lot of that work's already done for you. Check that out. The most attractive thumbnail. Wow! Red, yellow. 1 element, 2 elements, 3, 4. That's it. Check that out. Let's look at this one. Top 5 shocking moments. Yellow. 1, 2, 3, caught on camera. Even 4. We'll use the emote. Same thing. The most attractive thumbnail. This is more blue. This kind of softens it up a little bit. What kind of feeling do you get when you look at this? Is it as alarming as red and yellow, or does it convey a different emotion in you? Can you identify that emotion? Midjourney, GIMP, Canva, love it. Photoshop, love it. Blue can instill trust, calm, so there's a bit of a clash here. But I am seeing the red and yellow, so the eyes are immediately moving to that, the most attractive thumbnail. And that's about it. Everything kind of falls in the background, which could help with contrast. So Canva is excellent because once you start, you pick something, you can customize it and you can start, making adjustments. Or you can also upload and add some TB or your images, anything like that, and throw it in there. Pretty quick, pretty easy. Just allows you to get going really quick. But even not just that. We can edit that photo a little more. We can add some effects like a drop shadow, borders, anything like that to help create a layering visual. But okay, so this is Canva. If you are just starting out with thumbnails, I encourage you to use Canva. Just go to Canva. But let's say you are a Photoshop user or used to be a Photoshop user. And If you're like me, you were like, I'm not paying. I don't have money for this. I can't be putting money over and over and over again because chances are probably don't make enough to validate. Not that, I don't make enough here, but I need to save money for other things. When you know some Photoshop, Photopea is excellent. So this is, we talked about Canva, we took a look at it, pretty straightforward. Look up YouTube thumbnails, play with all that. You have something to work with already. You can massively improve your thumbnails just that way. But Photopea is Adobe Photoshop for free. You can even save it as a PSD. And it's amazing because not only that, it can also offer you some templates. By clicking on template, you'll find a bunch here on the side. You can click on YouTube and wapow. Got some gaming thumbnails now. YouTube thumbnail design. I can take that, load it up here, and look at that. Our layers, our effects, all the same stuff. And we can make changes as we need to. Move things around. Whatever way that makes sense. And of course, if I do want to work with the blending options, guess what? All the same stuff is there. All the same stuff. Check it out. Look at that. So now you have a free Photoshop. You have no excuse now to say, I don't have Photoshop. My thumbnails won't be as great. Or I can't learn Photoshop because I can't afford it. Or I just don't want to pay for it. Well, guess what? Photopea for free. And it has templates. And you're good to go already. It's amazing. Sorry. So one of the things I love about this too is that not only that, you can also, it's free, and you can create teams. Well, I guess you can't anymore. But you can create, used to be able to create teams if it's not there anymore. Why don't I close this? Guess I can't close that. So never mind. Yep. Can't go back. Maybe I'll just leave the site and start over. That way, just want you to see P Drive. It gives you a cloud storage system that you can use, which is just amazing. I love that. You can connect your Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, any shared drives there, and just look up anything on this device and go from there. So it's really cool, really easy to use, especially if you already know Photoshop, or if you want to start learning Photoshop. This is a great way to start learning it without having to get Photoshop. So Photopea is excellent, but I know I'm just saying all this stuff about Photoshop and Adobe, but then there's Adobe Express, which is free as well. All these tools are free. Free. And this gives you, when you go to Adobe Express, same thing. You can type in thumbnail and start looking at a bunch of different thumbnails that you can use for your content. Like how to make salads. If you are making salads or recipes, kapow. Check this out. You can make all sorts of changes, and exactly like Canva, you can upload your own elements and add a logo or your media, your stuff, add your logo, add your pictures, do what you got to do in order to make it even better or make it your own. Again, these templates are awesome and they really capture those elements. My opinion, this is a bit too much, but we have the big close-up of the value prop. You want to make a salad like this? Oh yeah. How to make salads? Cool. there might be a better way to convey all of this information right here instead of text. Now that we know what makes a good thumbnail. So if I go back and look at some more, do y'all think these are too busy? What do you think? Thanks, free. Aga, hello. All good. Thanks for stopping by. So if you go to fashion trend, same thing. But there is a lot more going on, but less. And everything's kind of colorized in a way that blends in the background. We have person here on the right, and we have subscribe, fashion trend 2023. There could be, again, better ways to convey this, because I feel like I'm just getting everything right here. Is there a sense of curiosity here? Is there a sense of urgency? And if there isn't, here's your opportunity to apply what we're learning and throw in something that you think will help convey those things. And start practicing. So Adobe Express is awesome, free, great place to also look for templates and learn. And then, of course, so we have Adobe Express. And let's chat Midjourney. Let's talk about Midjourney. Midjourney is quite the thing. So this one, so I just realized that they had a free trial, and right now they have stopped the free trial for a little bit to kind of meet the demand, and so there's that. But when you go to Midjourney anyways, you can look and explore the feed, and if there's something you like, you can save that image. You can look for anything that might get close to what you're looking for. But what I would encourage you to do when you find things in Midjourney is to take it, if you're going to use it, and redo it. Or I don't mean recreate it, I mean remix it. Make changes to it. Think about music. As a musician, I know a lot of other bands and musicians, and I'm sure you definitely have heard a lot of songs that pull samples from another song, or maybe even take a snare, some drum piece, and add it in their own mix. But what people do, they don't just take it and then put it in their song and then just redo it or just play it as is. They'll take that piece, that sample, and they'll make changes to it. They'll alter that. They'll change the timing of it. They'll add saturation. They'll EQ it so that all the lows are gone and it's very high end, or anything that makes, that engineers it into something brand new. In the same way, when we're looking at these images, this is what we're doing. We're taking ideas, we're taking some samples, and we're going to take it and adjust it, modify it into your own. Just taking something that somebody else did and threw it in there isn't really going to, it's not going to be a good look for you, because one, it's going to be easily recognizable. But two, you're taking somebody's style. And although, some people might be complimented for it, but it's even better when you do something brand new to it. I think there's something beautiful about that. Being a musician, having had people use my own work, it's art. It's the infinity of art, and I love that. So I made some here where here's my prompt. Make a YouTube thumbnail in the style of TubeBuddy thumbnails. Man working on a computer in front of two monitors. And it gave me this. It gave me some interesting, wild stuff. So here's your prompt. If you want a prompt to do something similar, man working on a computer in front of 2 monitors, looking very intrigued, vibrant, good saturation. So we are putting in exactly what we're looking for by YouTube thumbnail and style, the TubeBuddy, giving it a style, what our elements are going to be in there, as well as conveying some kind of emotion, intrigued, with some colors, vibrant, good saturation. So now we've gotten some of that, and I can take that with me and start adjusting that, applying maybe the TB icon at the top right, the Photopea icon the bottom left, the Adobe Express at the top right, and so on and so on, and dim out the colors or make changes in the middle or on the sides, add some texture, apply maybe a couple other text elements, or maybe my own face turned completely around. That could be eye-catching and quite alarming, but definitely attention grabbing. It looks like my gaming command center surviving J. So pretty wild and very colorful. So I'll probably take down some of those colors or really only show it at different monitors. That way there's a focal point. I did some other ones where it gave me a bit more than what I was asking for. Here I did kind of one a bit too much. I even included camera and shutter speed, ISO, and a bit more on the style to really see the differences. And it gave me something pretty wild. Again, it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. In fact, it's a little too much. But it was a fun experiment. And I did it again here, which again gave me a bit too much. I wanted to be like making a beautiful thumbnail on a canvas with paintbrushes, but it got a little wild. And passionate artists in their studio, brush in hand, AI, again, same thing, a different camera. I tried different variations. And although it's really cool, some related to it even, but just wasn't what I was looking for. So I opted for simplicity and instead just did this. You know what? Forget all that. YouTube thumbnail style, TubeBuddy thumbnails, man working on a computer in front of 2 monitors, looking very intrigued, vibrant, good saturation. Pretty good. Not too shabby. So this is a great place to create high quality imagery, and you can craft one element at a time. You can just have a computer, do a desk, put all these elements separately, and then throw them into Photopea and start working on it, or throw them into Canva, or throw them into Adobe Express, or even give you some extras, hotpot.ai. This will also take you to some other templates that might be worth exploring. You can look at some AI tools, LinkedIn, Facebook, all these things. There's so much involved, but then there's YouTube templates, which you can scroll down here and do more of the same thing. Some are simple, which personally I prefer. Decent starting point if you don't know where to start. So with that said, it's important that you also know that when you have your thumbnails, and whether you are adding a lot of those elements in your thumbnail generator, like we mentioned last time, where you can import certain thumbnails, or immediately just add a color, and when you're here you can save templates. You can upload all your samples or your images, so you can put them together quickly in the future. If you just have a quick brand, you're just going to keep putting together while you're growing and focusing on making good content that keeps viewers watching. This is a great place, just a great way to save time, because there is so much to learn in so little time. So this is a great help for that. But Thumbnail Analyzer is where we can start throwing in some stuff. So for example, why don't we go to this actual live stream right now? And if I go to Thumbnail Analyzer, let's drop in some ideas that I had. So here's the one that you've seen. And so I have a bunch here that I did. And you can tell me which ones you like the most. And we'll figure that out. Boom, dragging and dropping 4 more. You can see that I'm playing with some colors here. So right now, this is my current thumbnail. And this one up here is 117% improved. There is simplicity here. And if I look at the heat maps, this one is telling me that majority of the stuff going on is right here. There's some stuff happening here. And I can tell you that I have a big shadow going on in here. Big kind of hole. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's there. And we have a bright, TubeBuddy. But moving up here, now we have this YouTube icon instead of my thumb. And instead of the thumbnails, just have that, kind of make it simple. And then we have 3 different, not every single one that I covered, just 3 of them in Thumbnails 101. Then I just got rid of everything and just did Thumbnails 101. But here's the first one I actually made. The very, very first one. Which one do you like the most? Is this one too busy? Do I have too many elements here that is distorting the message? Or is Thumbnails 101 pretty cut and clear about what this live stream is about? Curious to know your thoughts. Because I might choose one or the other. Otherwise, I'm gonna choose one instead. Just kidding. I'm gonna let this sit for a little while just to kind of see. But I'm gonna throw in a couple more that have nothing to do with this thumbnail, because I want to show you that Thumbnail Analyzer isn't here to tell you which one's better or not. It's here to tell you that there's some elements that are better in here as far as thinking back to our theory. Our thumbnail theory lesson is clear, simplicity. Is there colors and contrast? Where are the colors and contrast? And is it creating a sense of curiosity? We can read that with the heat map. We can see that there is a sense of urgency at the top, but it's creating some curiosity. Appeared live, okay, me, some person, all right, and thumbnails, and it moves down a little bit. Thumbnails. 101 gets lost a little bit, but thumbnails. Live, TubeBuddy, thumbnails. What about it? And is there a sense of urgency? There's some color contrast, but this 117 doesn't tell me that this is better for me. This is just saying that it's hitting on some of those things, but it's up to the creator. It's up to you to determine, does this make sense for your audience? Is this what they're looking for? Because they are the ones to really decide for you. That is the data you want to look for. And of course, we have the same thing here. Thumbnails. We have that focal point right in the middle. Is that where I want it to be? Thumbnails? Yeah, I prefer it to be more in the middle, but hey, it's capturing everything a little bit. So not bad. It's not bad at all. And then we have a bit more of a mess. And this is where we can see that mess. That red is just kind of everywhere. There's no real focal point. It's just everywhere. Improvement, this gets even worse because it's just right there and we're ignoring all the rest. It's like, okay, boom, but maybe I can utilize that real estate space. And then of course there's Thumbnails 101. I have this weird dark spot that it seems to notice. I'm surprised that it did. And a bit more on everything else, which is good. It captured more of that 101. So not too bad, but doesn't mean that it's the best, because now that we know, because of theory, that might be too busy. One too many elements there. A better way might be to group up those icons in one single element that makes sense instead of scattering them around. But you tell me. You tell me. So Thumbnail Analyzer is there to help you with that. That's a way to read it. If we tried to read this again by adding some that make absolutely no sense at all. Let me give you a couple. I mean, a few. Oops. Here we go. Oh, I guess those didn't work. Different size. I did a wrong size. Okay, guess not. But I was gonna throw in some of some really weird ones. I think they would have been so good. They would have been excellent. But let's throw in maybe one more. Thumbnails 101 in a thumbnail. And we'll be able to see what we get. With that, we're going to wrap up after that. So I would love to see any questions that you have. If you do, otherwise we're calling it a day today. I'm really trying to make these only 30 minutes, but it's so difficult. There's so much information to know. All right. We might have to reanalyze that one or come back. Let's see if we can do that again. Or maybe it's the fact that it's live, it doesn't like it. Never really actually tried it on live. All right. So now, nope, didn't even put it in. All right, let's try one more time. One more time. Oh, it doesn't work now. Cool. Nope, there it goes. So here it is. Boom, actually pushed it to the top. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Heat map says, boom, focal point on all the pieces. This is great. So it might make sense for me to create a really good thumbnail in that thumbnail and adjust maybe the pieces around outside so that this becomes a pretty nice topic, because it's a thumbnail and it might, you know, be pretty good. So again, Thumbnail Analyzer is an experimental tool, but it's a great way just to look at it and get feedback without asking for feedback. It's a great way to think of it, and the best way to think about it is with these thumbnail tips in mind. Urgency, curiosity, delivery, and do it clearly. Hit those 4 goals, make those your objectives, and I think you're on the right place. Join us in Discord, link below, if you want help with getting more feedback. If it's important to make connections, meet other creators, build some relationships, I want to talk to you, I want to see what you're doing, I want to learn from you, because we learn from each other, we're learning together, and that is what we are here at TubeBuddy. And TubeBuddy education, for us to keep learning, keep improving, never quit. Never, 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 never quit. And drink your water. Necro! Diverse! Again, Canva is excellent if you have not started using anything to build your own thumbnails. Go to Canva. It's free. Let that be your starting point. Take some of those elements, put it in TubeBuddy's thumbnail generator so that next time you just gotta put stuff together or have a template already saved there. You never have to go to different sites. Just throw in your templates. That way you can keep going, recycle them, reuse them. Save time. Save time. Big tip, save time. And then check out Thumbnail Analyzer. See what your work is saying. See if the focal point is where it should be on your value prop or your face. If it's your personality, why people are coming back for, put it on your face. Make sure it's on your face. If it's not on it, make adjustments so that your face is front and center. Take some noise out. Dim the colors. Put some contrast on around you. Go from there. Well, everybody, I'ma call it. Once again, take care. Discord link below. And keep on creating. Drink your water. You've got this. Catch you later.